What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the history of the step back. The step back is the most widely used move currently deployed in the NBA. There is only one other move that currently rivals it in terms of popularity, the Euro step. I have covered the Euro step in a previous video, so if you're interested in seeing that, please click on the top right corner now or find it in the description. Unlike the Euro step, which originated overseas, the step back was a move that was created in the United States, and the first person to make it popular was a guard by the name of Reggie Miller. Now you might think of Reggie Miller today as TNT or NBA TV analyst, but the truth is Reggie Miller is one of the most fierce, competitive, and clutch players of all time. He was not the type to break you down in a one-on-one situation with his handle. Instead, he would tire you out running around screens to get open. Reggie Miller is the first person that I saw that repeatedly used the step back as a part of a player's arsenal back in the early to mid 90s. Miller was the first guard to make it a go-to move, but he gives credit to Kiki Vandeweghe for teaching him the move, as you can see in this clip.
Who created the step back jumper?
That's a good question. It's been around a while. It was a big part of my offensive repertoire. I kind of adopted it or got it from Kiki Vandeweghe from UCLA. He taught me the step back jump.
Another player that used this move in the mid 90s, as Reggie Miller calls him, was Black Jesus, aka Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Jordan can be seen on various highlights using this move, but it was not his go-to move. The turnaround fadeaway was. Now, quick sidebar, if you would like me to do a video on the fadeaway, please leave some comments in the section below. Now, onto Michael's clone, aka Kobe Bean Bryant. Also used the move, and like Michael, he never made it a go-to move, but he did add it to his arsenal thanks to Reggie Miller. Here's a video of Reggie Miller telling a story about how he showed Kobe how to do it and quickly regretted it.
Kobe, when we were doing that one-on-one shoot with the Real World, and we had some downtime, and he wanted to play one-on-one. I'm like, I ain't playing this kid one-on-one. But when we were messing around, he's like, I gotta have it. And I gave it to him, and lo and behold, he used it against me. Son of a.
Kobe used a step back just to make a little bit of space. So it's a more subtle step back, where Reggie Miller's step back was wide-footed with a lot of momentum change. The next player in line who used this as a deadly move was Paul Pierce, aka The Truth. Paul Pierce's step back jumper was sweet and deadly. He has probably made more step back game winners than any player in NBA history. His step back shot from the free throw line and the elbow was money. Now watch Paul Pierce use a step jab in one direction and then go in the opposite direction, followed by the step back immediately, pushing off his off foot at the same time to create space. After Paul Pierce, it would be a while before someone else would make this their bread and butter. That player today is James Harden. James Harden could be regarded as the king of the step back and would be responsible for popularizing the step back like no one before him. He not only does a step back, but he also created a sidestep. He has various ways in which he attacks using the step back moves. He has a jab step back, a behind the back step back, a traditional step back, the side step back, the happy feet step back. He has a through the legs dribble step back, and the step back, or as most would call it, a treble. He has made a living using the step back as well as living at the free throw line. After James Harden, what we saw was an explosion of NBA players using the step back regularly. Now before I go on, I want to give an honorable mention to Kemba Walker. He has a violent step back. Kemba might be the quickest player in the NBA from side to side and stopping on a dime. The way he bends his knees to stop or change directions reminds me of Barry Sanders stopping at full speed and changing directions on the football field. Now this wouldn't be a good video about step backs if we did not play probably the best step back of all time and the hardest hitting step back in basketball history. Now, moving on to the next player on the list and the final one for now. It's the young maverick, Luka Doncic, aka Don Luka. Luka has excellent footwork for such a young player, which comes from him playing overseas since he was a teenager in Europe. He doesn't just create space better than everyone, he often isn't even contested properly because his defenders are off balance. Luka has embarrassed quite a few players across the NBA with his impressive footwork. He is second in the NBA in terms of attempts per game at 2.9 a game. Even though Luka is the new kid on the block and creates the most space, Harden still remains the king of the step back, attempting an astonishing 8 per game. For that reason, we can call Harden still the king of the step back. A notable player that is not on this list is Dirk Nowitzki, and that is by design. I am drawing a line between the step back and the fadeaway. Dirk's move is a unique move that combines the step back with a fadeaway, as well as putting his knee in the way so that you could not block his shot. Dirk is deserving of his own video for how many players like Kobe Bryant to Durant and others borrowed his move. And that's a video that I might actually do in the future. Alright my peoples, we have arrived at the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel and found some value, please consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, as well as liking and sharing the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.